My name is Daniel Allen Jones, and I manage a network called VORTEXAS. I'm interested in a number of different fields of study and topics and subjects, not just aliens and UFOs, but as I was mentioning, anywhere from the paranormal and supernatural to the metaphysical, the spiritual, and everything in between. To me, it's all fascinating. I think it's great to see how a lot of these subjects are interconnected and how it brings a lot of people from these circles together. We have different pages and things online you can go to that are interactive, like our meetup. We have over 400 members on our meetup all over the state where we share about events like this and others that you can come and get involved with. It's not just here in the local area, it's statewide and sometimes beyond. So if you like things like the paranormal, ghost hunts and investigations, haunted houses, cryptozoological research, Bigfoot, things like that, cryptids, monsters, UFOs, spiritual gatherings, and everything else, I suggest visiting us and getting connected, because we like to be able to help support our community and continue the work that everyone's doing here and let people know about it. I also do video production, and I've been doing videos of many different events and conferences, investigations, and other segments that are informative and documentaries. And this event, for example, will be the 4th year that I've done the media of all the speakers and being able to share that with people at the event and for those who weren't able to attend. So if you're interested in listening to some of the past presentations that speakers have given, or ones that maybe you didn't get to hear, you can connect on our YouTube channel, VORTEXAS Network, and find several different video clips on numerous topics. If you're interested in anything of that sort, please get with me and I'll share that information with you. I'd be glad to do so. There's a lot of great things that we like to cover, and I like to travel. I've been all over the state for many different events and investigations, and a lot of really great things going on. And some people say driving through Texas can be like driving through hell. But don't worry, just slap a VORTEXAS sticker on it. You guys will be good to go. You know, I think that when we get in the right mindset and state of being, everything will change. You'll even find that sometimes, like that commercial, Nationwide will be on your side. Just throw that sticker right up on there. A lot of great, interesting signs all over the state. Just slap that on there. You won't have any problems. Watch out for snakes. Don't even worry about it. A lot of people talk about the different strange things in Texas as well, like the renowned chupacabra. Well, we've got one, and her name's Chi-Chi. Just watch out, she'll get you. I play music as well. I'm a musician. I went through school doing music, and I really enjoy composing and playing with my band. Of course, we like to go all over the galaxy, and so that's a lot of fun. I grew up enjoying science fiction and all things unworldly, and I think that prompted me as a small person to really think about the mysteries in life and ask the big questions. It's piqued my interest in a way that made me, I think, more open than a lot of other people to think about our history, our place in the universe, our connection with the world, and all of these other grand mysteries. I'm really fascinated by all of those things, and so it's prompted me to continue what I can do proactively to be involved in my own way and to improve my own understanding and awareness. All right, moving forward. So, as I said, basically, wondering about a lot of different things, I took it upon myself to get involved, to go into meetings, to groups, lectures, connect with people that had experiences, things that I could resonate with, that made sense to me, and also challenged my own thinking in a way that I can be more open in my perspective and glean some insight from others. So through that, I got to meet a lot of interesting people like authors, and this here is Jim Marrs. I've been fortunate enough to be able to work with him for a little while now on some personal projects, and there's a lot of really great stuff that we've been doing. For instance, for anyone that's kept up in the UFO circle or things like that, there was a alleged conspiracy theorist, supposed UFO researcher who died of mysterious causes, the late Max Spears. For anyone that's been following along with that, I got to connect with Max's spouse, Sarah Adams, and we did an interview with Jim Marrs to talk about her relation with Max and how that went. So you can check this out if you'd like to. I've been fortunate enough to connect with a lot of other interesting people like Dr. Samir Osmanagic of the Bosnian pyramids and other ancient Bosnian sites, people like Michael Tellinger who speak on the ancient South African remains. And it's made me wonder about a lot of ancient mysteries in the world, and maybe that there are some alternative history that we need to look into. And so I've been able to meet people like Joe Taylor, the curator of Mount Blanco Fossil Museum, which is over in Crosbyton, Texas, near Lubbock. And people like Dr. Aaron Judkins, who went to Mount Ararat in search of the Ararat anomaly, more popularly known as Noah's Ark. And he just got back from Israel in the Qumran caves, where they have been looking for more Dead Sea Scrolls. So for anyone that's seen anything about that in the news, about Dead Sea Scrolls, that was Dr. Aaron Judkins. He's been here at the Unity Fest in years past. And of course, I come driving through Texas and I see this sign. I think, that's interesting. I look a little bit closer and I see that guy. I think, okay, I mean, that makes sense. And of course, they have this community there. And I'm thinking, wow, this is incredible. How has no one seen this? Maybe I'm driving through some portal or something. And you know, it's actually kind of interesting because there's a place called Bigfoot, Texas, south of Austin, or I'm sorry, south of San Antonio. And it's actually a town named after Bigfoot Wallace, who was a Texas Ranger. And so it has nothing to do with Bigfoot, but I think it's kind of interesting that there's a town called Bigfoot here in Texas. And of course, there are some places that do have some Bigfoot-themed buildings and whatnot, like Monster Mart down in Fouke, Arkansas, where the Boggy Creek monster, the beast of Boggy Creek, the Fouke monster, has been seen. Of course, for those that are following up with Bigfoot studies of the South, Lyle Blackburn has done great work on the beast of Boggy Creek, and there's the mural that they have busting out of the Monster Mart. There we are at Boggy Creek, and so it's been great to be able to work with some people in the cryptozoological field. This is Tona Southards. She is the granddaughter of Sally Ann Clark, who wrote The Lake Worth Monster, and so it's been neat to connect with people that have done some of this work. There's Dr. Jeff Meldrum, renowned researcher of Sasquatch, and you can't go wrong with the sassy Santa sweater or whatever you want to call that. And I've been fortunate enough to meet other interesting figures like Grandmaster Yongming Zhang from China. He is a lineage grandmaster holder of many different spiritual traditions and spiritual arts like Taoist internal alchemy and other Qigong practices. He's a Qigong master, and so it's great to be able to connect with people on the spiritual side of things, as well as people like JP Sears, you guys have probably seen. He does the Awaken with JP and some other funny segments. And of course, people like Joe Martino, the founder of Collective Evolution, an alternative media site. Greg Braden, and other more conventional people and scientists like Michio Kaku. It's something I've always been interested in. I've done what I can to really not just read books and listen to lectures, but really get out into the field and do what I can to find out something I can do to be proactive. And I've done some things like go in and come in contact with the mysterious relic known as the Starchild Skull. And this is an interesting artifact which seems to allegedly be supposedly a hybrid or maybe even an alien creature. And it's really important for us to find physical evidence that might be able to substantiate these incredible claims. And so we'll just keep this in mind throughout this presentation, because some people think that the Starchild Skull might actually be an alien. And that would be an interesting thing to come across in the lab. So you can see that maybe some of the connections there show us why people make those assumptions. And of course, here is Steve Hudgens, the Director of Investigations for MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network. He's a local guy, and he's holding the Field Investigator Manual. And I think it's good to show this because it's important to do good field research when it comes to these types of subjects, because a lot of things can be lofty and unsubstantiated. And I've been fortunate enough to go out into the field with some good friends, including here in the middle, Noe Torres. And here we went down to the Rio Grande Valley and went to fly a drone over the gorge there from Texas to the Mexican side to look at some crash sites of a downed UFO in the 50s, and we were able to kind of locate where that was there. We've also been to places like Marfa, Texas. You guys have ever heard of the Marfa lights? Really interesting phenomenon. And there's, of course, a historical marker there. This is a picture of the lights that I took myself, and there's a lot of interesting conclusions that people make about it, or a lot of uninteresting ones, like maybe they're just cars. Well, I went out there on the 4th of July, interestingly enough, and got a personal light show. And it's a real phenomenon. It's a really interesting place. I would definitely recommend going out there. They have an observatory that you get to stand and look out from on a rest area. I've met Nick Pope of the Ministry of Defense of the UK, who looked at official documents on UFOs and UAP, and John Burroughs, who were both intimately involved in the Rendlesham Forest case in the UK. I got to go to the Secret Space Program conference outside of Austin with people like Linda Moulton Howe, Joseph P. Farrell, and others. Jim Mars was also present. I've got to connect with people like Alejandro Rojas of Open Minds and the International UFO Congress doing independent work. The alien hunter himself, Daryl Sims, who's looking into physical evidence of implants. I've gotten to connect with Dr. John Alexander of the Department of Defense, so another official regarding this subject. Civilian astronaut from NASA, Dr. Ken Johnston, who talks about lunar anomalies. Longtime UFO researcher Norio Hayakawa. Here, I'm sitting with him where he took me to what he described as a secret base in plain sight in New Mexico. Stan Friedman, a UFO researcher and scientist. Travis Walton, experiencer and renowned for his story in Fire in the Sky. You guys have heard of that before. It's turned into a movie, dramatized, of course. But I've gotten to connect with David Hatcher Childress, world explorer and guest on Ancient Aliens, and experiencer Whitley Strieber, who's written Communion and a number of other books, and of course a father figure of ancient astronaut theory, Eric von Daniken, and renowned radio show talk host of Coast to Coast AM, George Norrie. And so this is again to just demonstrate my interest and connections that I've made in the field. So we like to cover a lot of different topics like consciousness, health and wellness, scientific anomalies, energy and metaphysics, paranormal phenomenon, parapolitical agendas, unknown creatures, ancient mysteries, and beyond.